Having a home is a problem. Wait before you get the pitchforks out. Picture this. In the United States in 2023, 3.5% of the population had missed paying their mortgage for 30 days or more. If you think that's nothing special, imagine 3.5% of 331 million people. That's a lot, isn't it? That's not all. In that same United States, total home mortgage debt was around $12 trillion in 2021. It looks like owning homes is just an avenue to incur debts, and don't even get us started on the maintenance and renovations of homes. In the United States in 2022, the average amount each person spends repairing and maintaining their homes is around $1,500, and renovations cost around $22,000 on average. Yikes! So, can you see why having a home is a problem? If that's the case, why don't we just all become homeless? There are different reasons this could benefit you, and we've got 10 of them. These are the top 10 reasons why everyone should be the homeless. Number 10, good for the environment. Let's talk about carbon footprints. In the United States, homes are responsible for 20% of greenhouse gas emissions in 2020. For the United Kingdom, 26% of total greenhouse gas emissions come from homes. German homes emitted the most greenhouse gases in Germany in 2022. So, in a way, homes are part of what is killing the environment. If everyone is homeless, we can significantly cut greenhouse emissions from homes. Apart from this, homeless people are trying to improve their environments. When they see plastic, cans, and other things that need to be recycled, they pick them up and take them to recycling places. They even earn some cash while doing so. If everyone was homeless, we would pay more attention to the environment, and the world would be a better place for it. Apart from the environment, homeless can also let you be yourself. But let's save this for later in the video. Now let's talk about number 9, not needing to pay rent. In the United States, the average cost of rent is $1,331 to $1,317, and this could increase depending on the state that you are in. For people living in the UK, the average rent is £1,279. Now, depending on the economic circumstances, these rents could even go up. For instance, rent in the African country Nigeria has increased, and the citizens are struggling to keep up. Imagine the anxiety that comes with rent payments, and imagine having to pay every month. Now, there's also the fear that the landlord could decide not to allow people to renew their rent. The landlord could even sell the land to a new person who might not be interested in keeping the tenant, or want to receive a higher rent. This could be avoided with homelessness. That way, people wouldn't need to be afraid of rent payment and would be able to live without anxiety. When you are homeless, it's not just rent that you wouldn't pay. You wouldn't also, number 8, pay utilities. If you thought rent was expensive, we raise you utilities. An average American pays around $6,888 per year on utilities, and get this, electricity accounts for around $1,644 of this. Speaking of electricity costs, people in the UK pay electricity bills of around £1,316 or £687 costs per year depending on the type of apartment. Apart from paying for power, there are also water bills and other utilities you need to pay for. So, as you can see, it costs a lot to have a home, and you know what doesn't cost you anything? Being homeless. That way you wouldn't have to deal with those pesky utility bills. You wouldn't lose your money, and you would even gain. Number 7, humility and kindness. Pride is not necessarily evil, but it can be problematic as it has the potential to create a barrier between you and other people. One of the things that trigger pride in people is having a home. Some people may boast about their homes being bigger or better. However, with homeless, you will realize you don't need to be like that. While movies may want you to believe otherwise, some of the nicest persons you'll meet are homeless people. Their experience has taught them that there is more to life than the pursuit of things they thought they needed to survive. So they lose some of that weight of the world and embrace their humanity. With this, they treat people with humility and kindness. You could also be like that. Do you know what you could also do when you are homeless? Number 6, save. Being homeless doesn't necessarily mean you would not work. You would work, and with being homeless, you can even save more than you spend, as you wouldn't deal with rent or utilities. You can enjoy the full value of the money you make from working. Number 5, reconnect with nature. Apart from helping to reduce greenhouse emissions and saving the environment, you can also connect more with nature if you are homeless, especially if you live on the outskirts of cities. If you think this is weird, visualize this. People who have homes go into the woods and camping there. This doesn't sound so weird anymore, does it? People do this all the time. They go out and camp in the woods just to escape the pressure of their lives, enjoy the serenity that nature offers, and recharge. Then, they return to that life that drained them in the first place. It doesn't have to be an occasional thing. With homelessness, people can stay constantly recharged and not get drained like they are some sort of human battery. Everyone can truly enjoy what many people have stopped enjoying in a while: true peace. However, it's not only nature that being homeless allows you to connect to. You can also connect with number 4, people. People say the walls of a home are to protect and keep the bad guys away. But do you know what else those walls do? They wall you off. Sorry, couldn't resist the play on words. The walls of a home prevent you from having relationships with the people around you. It promotes individualism. If people aren't careful, the walls of their home could be the reason they get isolated from other people. And we'll tell you this: social isolation is completely bad news. Anxiety, low self-esteem, depression, and death can come as a result of social isolation. In fact, people who are socially isolated have a 32% higher risk of dying early from any cause. That's pretty dark. However, there's a way to avoid this: being homeless. So everyone should break those walls down, save their mental health, and become homeless. Number 3, be adventurous. Homelessness can be exciting. If everyone wants to break the shackles of boredom and live an exciting life, homelessness is the way to go. It will allow people to travel around and explore new places. When you connect with nature and people during those travels, you'll be able to learn new things about your country and the people in it. That traveling around would teach people more about where they are than any geography class would. Or better still, it will complement what people learn in classes. However, it's not always you want to travel and connect with people. Sometimes you just want to, number 2, enjoy solitude. We get it. You probably believe we have contradicted ourselves. Good. It shows you have been paying attention. And no, we aren't contradicting ourselves. What we are saying here is this: you've seen how expensive rent can be. People aren't always able to afford to pay it by themselves, so they share rent with other people. It could be with friends, romantic partners, or people they are generally comfortable with. Other times, it could be with a stranger, and it might not always be comfortable. Just look at the things Leonard went through with Sheldon in the Big Bang Theory sitcom. He couldn't even sit in a particular place in the house. He had to follow Sheldon's bathroom schedule, among other things. While things might not be extreme like they are in the Big Bang Theory sitcom, the point is that people live with folks they aren't completely comfortable with. Their roommates might blast music in the morning and do all sorts of things they are uncomfortable with. Worst of all, getting that roommate to leave or get another apartment might be difficult. Imagine paying a costly amount for rent and not being comfortable. That's not a good deal at all. But you know what's a good deal? Number 1, being yourself. Work. We need to do it so that we can earn money and spend a lot of hours working. It must mean we enjoy doing it, doesn't it? Well, no. According to a study, out of the about 1 billion people in the world who are working, 85% are unhappy at their jobs. But why do they stay? They stay in those jobs because they want to put a roof over their heads, among other things. So, to do that, people do work they consider soul-sucking and exhausting. If those people want money now, guess what they'll do? They'll leave that draining job at once and pursue the interests that they find exciting. However, everyone doesn't need to wait to make a lot of money before looking at the interests they like. With being homeless, everyone could reduce the hours they put in at work to finance their ambitions. Alternatively, people could even pursue their interests, even if it doesn't pay as much, since there isn't the burden of working to pay rent or mortgage. If it's writing a novel or being a painter, homelessness could give everyone a chance to pursue what they are passionate about. The thought of not having a home strikes fear into the hearts of many, but it doesn't have to. Being homeless could be an avenue for people to live their best lives. Do you believe being homeless can help you do the things you want to do, or is this impossible? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to support our channel.